Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. In this game, we'll see the Chicago Bulls against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Checking out Cleveland. This is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before, Kenny has said it many times, it could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning of the season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. Here, matched up against Cleveland, is how they'll kick off the new season. They could only manage a single win in 4 tries against these guys last year.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, with 2 teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
And it's going to be the Bulls off the tip. Look at Cleveland's starting group. We've got Monty Wilcox is out there with Easy Breezy. And there's Bottoms. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. Now here's Green. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Flush that thing down, young fella.
That is a fierce two-hander.
Maximum force on that dunk.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, it's not something that you see often. A winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Here's Bledsoe. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What did you find out, DB?
Kevin, when I asked him about their game plan on the defensive end, he said they were looking to clog things up in the middle of the floor and not allow any clear looks at the basket from inside the paint. He feels if they can accomplish that, they'll have the upper hand on defense. Let's see how it plays out, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. It's DeRozan with the drive. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Bulls shooting their first free throws of the game.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
The first one falls. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are. Clark.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Both free throws good from DeRozan.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Now here's Monty. He kicks it to Bledsoe. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. It's been a quick start here for Chicago. 4-point game.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
And he gets the bucket.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Green, the screen. Lets it go from the wing. And rebound by Johnson.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
DeRozan brings the double team. Here's Moniunas. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. For Chicago, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pick by Vucevic. Here's Rose. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Rose has got his first points of the night.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Now here's Bledsoe. Pass to Madison for 3. A rebound by Gasol.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Rose in the post. Guarded by Bledsoe. That doesn't go either for Green.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
And here are the Bulls now, following the score by Cleveland. Their turnaround jumper, and Vucevic with the basket on the assist by Rose.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Bledsoe with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Johnson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Chicago grabs the miss. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Rose. Rebounded by Wilcox.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Shot's good by Bledsoe.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Pick by Vucevic. Outside DeRozan. Back to Green. No luck, and Cleveland will come the other way. Here is Wilcox. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. No good from Bledsoe. Chicago leading. Outside Rose. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the way up.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here is Bledsoe, following the score by Derrick Rose. Bledsoe kicks to Johnson. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
For the Cavaliers, Mozgov comes in for Bottoms, and Mo Williams subbed in for Easy Breezy. And so here's Cleveland, trailing by 5. The pass to Wilcox. There's a screen by Modi Yunus. Back to Williams. Shoots the 3. Can't hit. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Johnson against Green. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Williams with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Williams passes to Mozgov. And he makes good on the layup. Mozgov's got his first 2 points of the night.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Now, here's Vucevic. He has 6. And he gets the bucket. And the Bulls lead by 5.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively, they desperately need a basket.
Picked by Mozgov. Williams dishes to Mozgov. Just 4 to shoot. The 3. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. That one on Rose.
You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
And that one falls for Williams. Well, and of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shipped to the Hornets for their playoff push and helped out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. Probably his most productive season since his early 20s.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Vucevic. Mirotic comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. It goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
And he nails the 3rd. Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big 3 found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
Johnson attacking. Cannot hit. Nice D from DeRozan.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Here's Brooks. It's blocked. And now here comes Williams leading the break. Makes it off the glass.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
The Bulls have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Gasol is screened, and Brooks. Here we go. A wide open look for Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Gasol's got his first 2 points. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Parker kicks to Williams. Mozgov sets a screen for Williams to the left side wing. Parker with a clean look, but they get it back. Zhao passes to Parker. The three. Mirotic grabs the miss. Chicago leading by 3. And Brooks, here we go. Lets a floater go. Mirotic has a wide open look. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Parker with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Pulls up on the wing. That one goes. Count it. Here is Brooks. Outside Gibson. Here's DeRozan. Good D by Williams.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Dunleavy's check in for DeMar DeRozan. To the inside. And it's Brooks that time on the assist by Dunleavy. And the Bulls lead by 5.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
.149 left in the first quarter of the game. Now Parker. Mozgov a screen on Brooks. Parker against Brooks. Shot clock at 6. Johnson for 3. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense. Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
And the first one at the line is good. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. Now here's Johnson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. The Bulls leading by 7. Gibson setting a pick for Brooks. Passes it to Gibson to the left wing. Dunleavy for 3. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Clock management, this is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Brooks with it. He's picked up by Parker. Brooks dishes to Gasol. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now here's 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. And Verejao kicks to Parker. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Gibson. Brooks. And so the first quarter is in the books. Bulls out front. They lead by 7. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls.
I mean, I think it's been noticeable just because this has been my decision too. And I want to make it great actually. Not good, but great.
I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates, Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Chicago.
Really some great drives to the basket here early on for these guys.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
The forward combination of Dunleavy and Gibson. Rose is out there with Green, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 roaming the paint. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. No good from Jack. The Bulls leading by 7. Rose attacking.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Here's Bottoms after the Bulls pick up 2. Back to Jack. Three-pointer. They grab their own miss. Bledsoe. Great D that time from Green. Bulls shooting here about 46% for the game. Puts it up from 15, and that one's good. And now an 11-point Bulls lead.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Now here's Bledsoe. 6 points for him. Pass to Madison. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Now here's Rose. He has 6, and he gets it to go.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now is 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for the Bulls. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Jack against Rose. Jack passes to Bledsoe. Floats one up, and it's good on the layup. Bledsoe's got 8 points. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't. What a play there, the hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
The Cavaliers have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And that one misses. And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. GA, he's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
And here's Bledsoe following the three-pointer by DeMar DeRozan. Modiunas, a screen on Rose. And Jack, here we go. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
Yeah, talking about Gibson, he started 70 games his first year and made the all-rookie team. But thereafter, had been mostly a six-man off the bench through last season. It happens, but it's still somewhat unusual for a guy to go backwards like that.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Now here is Jack. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And Bledsoe, here we go. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And talking about Gibson, if he ever wants to be seen as a high-level starter, he needs to work on a few things. More bankable moves in the post, a more fluid post game, if you will, and really increased strength and consistency. I think those things will carry him to that starting 5.
Jack passes to Madison. 6 on the shot clock. To end the run. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Bottoms got 6 here in this quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Here's DeRozan. Cavaliers with the rebound.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
Jack with it, now guarded by Vucevic. Vucevic against Jack. The shot no good. Great D that time from Vucevic.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
The Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
And he sinks the second.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Now here's Modiunas. There's a screen. Jack with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got 3 assists tonight. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls, Clark, had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball requires.
Pau Gasol is checked in for Taj Gibson. And DeRozan, here we go.
Did you just see what I saw? I mean, that move was out of this world.
Executed, don't you think, to perfection, Greg. I mean, he had the rim in his sights and was not going to be stopped.
And finishes with force. Boy, you got to love that.
Wilcox kicks to Bledsoe. Outside Williams. Hits it from three-point range. Williams has got 7.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's DeRozan. 11 points in the game. Here's Rose. That one wide left. The Cavaliers trail by 15. Here's Bledsoe. Throws down the breakaway jam.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Rose dishes to DeRozan. Picked by Vucevic. And DeRozan. Here we go. Good on the shot.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Picked by Varejao. Kicks to Williams. Feeds to Wilcox. Launches it. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Rose passes to DeRozan. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Mozgov. Puts up the baby hook. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Picked by Vucevic. The drive by Green. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down.
Mozgov against Gasol. Back to Williams. Here's Bledsoe. And that one's good. Bledsoe's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
It's DeRozan with the drive. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw dropped for DeRozan.
Talk about some great numbers for DeRozan. 16 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. Brooks comes in for Rose. Johnson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Parker comes in for Wilcox. Both free throws good from DeRozan. So it's the Cavaliers now. It's a 16-point game. Mozgov a screen on Brooks. The shot by Parker. And Vucevic pulls it down.
You know, you look back on the Bulls' record last year with 27 home wins. That's pretty solid. Same exact total as they had the year before. They haven't gone below 500 at home since 2008.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Here's Mirotic after the made shot from Mo Williams. They set the screen, and Parker comes with the help. Plenty of space. That's good from Mirotic on the assist by Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists tonight.
And a big part of why the Bulls are tough at home is this crowd. I mean, sold out every game last season. Led the league in total attendance for 6 straight seasons, averaging over 21,000 fans per game.
Now Gasol. Mo Williams missing from long range.
And they've done a great job of just keeping the pressure up on the scoreboard.
And that's why they're starting to pull away. I mean, not becoming conservative at all, just adding to the lead. I love seeing a team do that.
Here's Mozgov after Pau Gasol's bucket. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now here's Mozgov, and it's Vereshao penetrating. That is good.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Brooks kicks to DeRozan. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Parker against Brooks. Parker dishes to Vereshao. And it's Johnson penetrating. The feed to Parker. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Pau Gasol.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Cavaliers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. That's good from Parker. And the Bulls making a change here. And Parker drops them both. 12 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Vucevic, powered down with both hands.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Dishes to Parker. Stolen by Brooks. And stolen by Williams. The shot will not go. And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. Bulls lead by 18. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. DeMar DeRozan putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He ended up with 19 points and 1 steal. After missing last game, it was clearly evident he wanted to make his mark tonight. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, when you look at the opponent field goal percentage, that tells the whole story. They gave up way too many good looks. When they come out of the break, they got to play way tougher, Ernie. Get those hands up. Get in your opponent's face. Do something.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.